Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the KingFanMan, and this is the KingCast, the live podcast on all things Bethesda. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your Saturday right here with me. Today, we are going to talk about the future of Fallout 76. We learned a little bit more this week at Quakecon because, of course, Mark Tucker, John Rush, and the other guy, they did a Q&A on this year and a little bit about next year about the future of Fallout 76. And I also want to remind you about what Mark Tucker said just a few months ago about Fallout 76, that they actually have a 5-year plan in place for Fallout 76. So we're going to talk about all of that and all of the content that we know of and some guesses about the future of Fallout 76 and get your guys' opinions, of course, answer your questions and comments as always, and a little bit of news mixed in there. This is the KingCast. Let's get going. Hey, Kane, how's it going? Hey, Sarge. Hey, Renrut. By the way, I have to say right off the bat, it is great to be back. Thank you all so much for your support, your concern. While I was gone, if you didn't know, I've been having a terrible, terrible lupus flare. I've been trying to take care of my mother and do some things while having lupus. So uh, those two things don't mix, but I'm doing good now. Hey, Century, what's going on? It is great to be back. Love all those great to be backs. Uh, I'm glad y'all missed me. It's good to be missed. I want to get your overall impressions on QuakeCon. I thought it was overall good. I'm going to tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and again, we're going to dive in, hopefully a little bit deeper than what you've heard anywhere else. Plaza Man, what's going on? Of course, the Pitt is coming out September the 13th, so we can get ready for that and the new season that is going to be Pitt themed. That's what we're going to dive into first. But right now, going on in Fallout 76, of course, is Meat Week, and it's going on until the 30th. So if you want to take advantage of that, do that. I believe also Double Mutations is going on and Minerva's big sale. So all that's going on as well. True Flat, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thank y'all all for coming here on your Saturday and taking a little bit of time and spending it with me. I do want to give you this piece of news. I just have to share this. This is not Fallout 76. It is kind of related because Jeff Gardner, who was the formerly director at Austin Studio, it was announced, I believe it was at Gamescom, that he is the director of a brand new studio called Something Wicked Games. And they are working on a brand new RPG that is called Weird Song. Now it's spelled WYRD SONG, but he pronounces it Weird Song. So it is set in Portugal in the 12th century, and it's going to be centered around the Knights Templar and that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, there's also going to be mystical stuff and magic in it. So it sounds really cool. There's going to be about 70 people working on it. So it goes back really to how BGS was. Remember, BGS used to be about 100 people when they did Fallout 3, even Fallout 4. So a lot of the people that worked on Fallout 3, even some of the people that coming from the other studios, being Obsidian Studios, are going to be there with Jeff as well. So I'm really interested in seeing the advancement of that project. Weird Song is that from Something Wicked Games. So I had to give y'all that before we started in with Fallout 76. That was pretty cool news coming out of Gamescom. True Flat said, "Sent you a hat, King." Oh, right. Oh, but it got sent back. Dun, dun, dun. The good news and the bad news. I just noticed I had the wrong zip code. I'll get it back in the mail this week. Sorry for the mishap. Oh, man, that's all right. By the way, I cannot wait. Another thing I need to mention, or a couple of house cleaning things I need to mention. I was back in the King's Corner for just a few days. Got to go back home for just a few days. Um, I'm really worked on my setup there. Got new lights up. I put it on Twitter. I've also got a computer now, thanks to Scott the Intruder Gaming. I've got actually a home gaming computer there. So I can't wait to show y'all all that stuff when I get back there to the King's Corner. Uh, that got me exciting. But I'm here in the big leather chair today, and that's good. We're still here together. But I can't wait for that hat because I love that true flat hat, and I got to get you a KingFanMan hat. The ex lunch lady is present. Also, and boy, my eyes, I need my glasses on. Uh, man, I cannot pronounce that. Naroxie. Oh, it's Angie. Okay, I can say Angie. Hey, what's going on? Okay. Uh, I can pronounce that one. I'm glad you're here. We're going to talk about Fallout 76 today. So let's jump right into what was talked about at Quakecon. Again, remember, Meat Week is going on right now. Okay, the Pitt is coming out September the 13th. A lot of y'all know a lot about it. A lot of y'all have played it already in the PTS. Let me tell you what I know. I've played it as well. Spoilers. Here we go, jumping right in. By the way, season 10 will be coming out that exact same day, September the 13th, and it is a Pitt themed season. By the way, I love that. By the way, I'm not a huge season fan, but I love that the next two seasons are going to be themed with what's going on in the world. If they're going to keep seasons, I think they definitely need to do that. They need to up their rewards a little bit. Less power armor, please. By the way, uh, Jonathan Rush said he watches all the videos. Hey, John, from Bethesda. So I know John watches the KingCast. Jonathan, less power armor skins, please. The one big one at the end is great, but less power armor skins. More cool camp rewards. That's we would love that. Weapon skins are great. Camp rewards are great. So in the seasons, we love that they're themed according to what's going on in the world. That's one of the things I loved coming out of this. The new season is called City of Steel. Again, it's coming out the 13th when the Pit comes out. We have two missions that are coming out, several locations, by the way. I should have all the I think there's like 4 locations inside the Pit. Some of y'all probably know this better than I do. My memory is terrible. There's the trench. There's a bunch of, I think it's 4 locations. And it's neat because the two missions are not ever quite the same because they're in different locations. But I want to say this right off the bat because I can tell you exactly what they're doing or what they're trying to do with the future of Fallout 76. They want this kind of content. They want repeatable content. Evidently, with the Brotherhood of Steel, both the first part and the second part, evidently they didn't get a good response, or they noticed that people came onto the game when it came out, but they left really quick. In other words, it didn't retain people. So evidently they made a decision at Bethesda that the story content is not going to hold people's attention long enough in the game. So they're trying to do repeatable content like events, and now we're getting expeditions. I want to warn Bethesda again. Bethesda listens to our feedback. That's all well and good. I'm fine with repeatable content. I really am. But I believe that the Fallout community, and y'all back me up with this, I believe the Fallout community likes the story content better than anything. And I'm afraid if we don't get any story content, people may not eventually come back to the game at all. That's what I'm afraid of. If all we get is daily ops type things or new events, it's eventually going to wear thin with just seasons, with just daily events, with just expeditions, with just the repeatable things. if there's no new quests, then I'm afraid that true Fallout lovers will not come back to the game. I want quests, I want story, I want lore. That's what I love about Fallout. Now, with all that said, Truthflat says, yes, no more seasons. I'm going to catch up with y'all's comments, I promise. With all that said, what they're trying to do with expeditions, and I want to give them credit for this, they're trying to walk that thin line between repeatable content and story and lore. So, expeditions, if you haven't played them yet, they're not timed like daily ops. You do get to go to a new location. You do get to meet new characters. There is new dialogue. There is new lore. There's new quests to do. So they're trying to make it more questy and more lore-y. And I know those aren't words, but you know what I mean. But still have it repeatable. So they're trying to walk that thin line. And I understand with a live service game that it must be tough walking that thin line. So that's what they're trying to do. Hey, Nukem, what's going on? Excellent Lady said it should have 9 different scenarios. Boris, the pit is a small quest, right? Okay. Let me fully explain what expeditions is. It is kind of, now before you turn me off, listen to the whole thing I'm going to say. It is kind of like daily ops, but it's not. It is a much bigger deal than daily ops. You have several things that you have to do in the current world, uh, and I'm trying not to spoil too much because I want you to be able to do it. But uh, you will have several fetch quests to do in the current world before you can go on your expedition, before you can go to Pittsburgh, the pit. When you go there, you will have, there's 2 different missions. And like I said, there's 4 different locations. So you'll have one of these missions that are repeatable in one of these 4 different locations that you will have to do. Now, it's not timed. That's the wonderful thing, so that you can go and explore as much as you want. You can talk to the characters as much as you want. It's not like daily ops. You don't have to run through and all that. But it is like daily ops where you're going to a place, you have a certain mission, you get done, and then you go back to the world. That's why I say it's kind of like daily ops. So, is it a small quest? Yes, but I would just say it's a expanded daily ops without the time. Now, with that said, I like it. Like I said, it's walking that thin line of repeatable content, and it has the lore and the quests in it. So, if they continue to add to it and add more lore and more interesting characters and that kind of thing, I think it can work. I really do. I think I said hello to Nukem. Food build, the fast travel glitch needs fixed. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Excellent Lady says, we love story content. Not sure why they haven't even bothered taking any nods from ESO. Totally different template than ESO. And I bet they're kicking themselves for not doing it the way ESO did it. But remember, Fallout 76, all the content is free. That's the difference. So when we get the pit, nobody's paying for it, okay? So remember that. What they have to do to make money is to keep people playing the game. That's why I believe, going back to what I said before, when they did the Brotherhood of Steel line, everybody came back. It was free. Everybody came back and played it. They played it in 1 or 2 settings and were gone. They noticed the numbers go up for like a day or 2 days and then we're gone. It didn't do anything to bring money into the game. A live service game cannot survive that way. A live service game depends on the atomic shop. It depends on people playing the game on a daily basis, putting money back into the game. It depends on people buying Fallout first. It depends on people being there playing the game. So that's why I say they needed something to bring people back over and over and over to the game. I hope that made a little bit more sense. Let's see. True Flat says, yeah, no more seasons and events. Got you. Jeremy, got to release new repeatable content at most monthly. Hey, Cirque, what's going on? Good day to you, Mr. King. Good day to you. Cirque says, if a team leader leaves an expedition, does it kick you from that instance? That is a very good question. I do not know that for sure. I do not think so. I'm almost positive it does not. I wished I knew that definitively, but I'm going to say no. I do not believe it does. And by the way, you can leave the space without finishing it, and you can go back and finish from the point you were at, which is really cool. Again, it's not timed. It's handled just like a quest. So, but back to your question, if you're on a team and you're not the leader, no, it will not kick you. It will not kick you. Unless you're on someone's private server, it will not kick you. Thomas says, glad to see this show back on track. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Yeah, Jeremy, I understood you. I just didn't say it right. I got you. Okay. Now, coming out with this Pitt and with the new season, let me tell you a few things that are coming out with it. And they mentioned this at Quakecon. Some of y'all may not care about this. One thing they did mention, one of the biggest or the biggest shelter is coming out. It'll probably be an atomic shop deal. It is called, if I can find it, where was it? They called it on the QuakeCon thing a Pitt cityscape, but it's actually called the neighborhood square. What it is, you go into your shelter and you actually come out in the pit. It's really cool, but it's your shelter. Now, I have a question. I hope the build menu is going to give you enough. What am I trying to say? My brain fog's still a little bit bad, y'all. Forgive me. I hope they give you enough build storage to fill up that city square because it's huge. It's the biggest shelter they've come out with. So that is a huge deal that's coming with this. I do want to get your opinion on this. Another new currency is coming, stamps, which you can use for all kinds of new rewards. But when we go down and start talking about the Nuka World on tour, there's also another new currency coming that's called tickets. So if I've counted up correctly, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 currencies in the game, or will have. You've got gold, you've got caps, you've got stamps, you've got tickets, you've got atoms. And are they just going to keep adding new currencies when they add something new? I don't know about all these different currencies. I don't like them. I wish they would have done more with the gold. I'm just telling y'all something I don't like. The whole reason for the gold was supposed to be to create a new currency in Appalachia, to create a new government and a new system to take caps away and to go back to the gold-based system. So, I can understand having something for a few special prizes, but man, adding tickets and stamps, I don't know. But there's going to be a special vendor with the pit or probably in Pittsburgh, I guess. I don't know. I haven't done this in the PTS. I don't know if the vendor is at the White Spring in the World or in Pittsburgh. I think he's in Pittsburgh. But you will be able to use your stamps that you earn through the expeditions for special prizes. So that's kind of interesting. They did talk about expanding the expeditions. They're going to be adding new missions to Pittsburgh. Now, as I said before, when it comes out, it's going to have 2 missions with several different locations. But they're going to add to this in the future. Not only are they going to add new missions to Pittsburgh, this is what's really exciting. They're going to add new expeditions and new locations. if you'll remember back a long time ago, there was a leak that came out where they actually, and by the way, he said they are already in pre-production, so this would line up with that. There was a leak of some artist rendering of an expedition to Washington, D.C., which just makes sense, would be one of the next expeditions that we actually go to Washington, D.C. It's so close to West Virginia. It's Fallout 3. The Pitt was Fallout 3. You know we're going to Washington, D.C. You know it's probably next. So I expect that to be coming probably around springtime in 2023. I just expect that to be coming very, very soon. True Flat says, and enough with the shelters. More freeness in the world so us builders can show off. Yeah, I'm not big on shelters either, but this one is kind of cool. This is the first shelter that made me go wow, because you can. It's actually uh, you you walk through the door, and I mean you have a whole city square to build in. And remember, the shelters, you have a lot more build menu, a lot more. Gosh, why can I not think of what it's called? Uh, you have a lot more. You can build a lot more in the shelters than you can in the regular world. So, True Flat says, stop giving us old stuff and making us pay for stuff we don't want. My opinion only. Cirque says, oh, not to change topic. Did you see Jeff Garner started his own studio and working on a new fantasy open world? Yes, Cirque. I started the show with that. Absolutely. It's called Weird Song is the RPG. Something Wicked Gaming is the studio. Absolutely. I thought that was so neat. Congratulations, Jeff, if you happen to watch this. I think that is so cool. I hate that he left Bethesda, but I think that's very cool for him. I'm glad he's getting to do something new. Excellence Lady said they could really expand on the world they've already got, make the world more lived in and busy. Bot stop battles, big with the radius of the nuke, something I want to be scared of. Yes, by the way, capacity to build. Thank you, King. Yes, we're going to talk about when we get past the Nuka World, we're actually going to talk about what they're going to do in the future and what we would like to see them do in the future. So I can't wait to talk about some of that. Another thing they talked about, I'm gonna go through this quick because again, y'all have heard the Pitt stuff talked over and over and over. The new factions that are in the Pitt, you've got the Union, which is who you're meeting with, who you're working for in Pittsburgh. Of course, the responders have been expanded, if you will. You're going to meet with them in the White Spring, a new portion of the White Spring. So that's really cool that they've been revitalized. And then the Fanatics, they're Fanatic Raiders. And then I add another one. Then I add the Trogs because they're kind of a faction into themselves, which adds gets me to my next point. The one thing you're going to see in the Pit is something you didn't see in the Fallout 3 DLC. You're going to actually get to see different kinds of trogs with different kinds of abilities. Now, this is really cool, and I really liked seeing this in the PTS, and I can't wait to see more. Lore-wise, Mark Tucker said that they kind of went with the thought that things would be a little more radiated right after the bomb, so that these trogs, and by the way, if you don't know what a trog is, Trog, it is this hybrid between a ghoul and gosh, I don't know what it is, but they kind of look froggish, so it's a trog. But they're just very scary. They were scary in Fallout 3, and they're scary in this as well. But these trogs with the different abilities, you're going to see ones that are mutated that have ranging attacks, glowing trogs, all kinds of different ones. So I cannot wait to fight the trogs. I love that. Even though I'm scared of trogs, I can't wait to see that. By the way, a few other things in season 10, the City of Steel, that are coming. Of course, there's going to be a Pit themed camp that you can build. There's that every time. There's going to be a Pit themed power armor, which is the Union power armor. It looks pretty cool. the Pitt Palace, and what was the other thing? Oh yeah, what's the handsaw thing called from Fallout 3? Y'all help me. What's that thing called? Brain fog is terrible. I went blank. The weapon from Fallout. Auto axe. There you go, Kane. Kane, you should be on today. You could help me. Food Build said Bethesda needs to give us back the ability to have explosive energy weapons. Ah, yes, amen. Would be getting rid of the secondary market selling legacy weapons. I have a thought by that, and I hate to even bring up legacy weapons because I know it's a touchy subject. Uh, but why not just uh, why not just make the legacy? I don't believe in getting them out of the game, but why not just make the how much damage they do? Why not just make it go down? Bethesda can do that. I mean, if they're overpowered, if that's the problem with them, just bring it down some. Wouldn't that wouldn't that fix it? Anyway, just my thought. Uh, I, and then you could put, like you said, then you could put them back in the game, and maybe everybody would be happy. I don't know. No, the people that had them would be upset. I wouldn't, but anyway. Do y'all have any questions about the pit? I really want to get to the future of Fallout 76, but I don't want to rush over anything either. Uh, any thoughts on the pit? I know I kind of rushed through that. True Flat says, I'm not down for them taking legacies out. I'm bringing the power down would make sense. They keep they keep doing it to everything else. They sure do. It's a bit more complicated than that. King Kane says about the legacy weapons, and I know it is. And truly, and that's why I hated to even bring it up. There is no perfect answer to the question. That's why I hated to even bring it up. That's the only one that I can think of that would be close to fair for everyone. Excellent Ladies has been investigating a lot of the pit stuff, but a great conversation so far. Thank you. Thank you. Fernando, hey King, do you think Bethesda will do anything for Fallout's anniversary? You know, that is great. 25-year anniversary. Great question. They should have something major planned, in my opinion. A remaster would be the perfect thing. Wouldn't it be great on Fallout's anniversary for us to get a Fallout 3, a Fallout New Vegas, or even a Fallout 4 anniversary edition? I think, and I do think we are going to get a remake or remaster soon. I think the most likely one to get first would probably be a Fallout 4, and I'm talking about this year for the anniversary. And I'm just going off what they did for the Elder Scrolls anniversary. What did they do for its anniversary? They did a Skyrim with all the Creation Club stuff, which is great. I thought that was great. You can now go fishing in Skyrim, and of course, it made me buy another Skyrim. But I can see them doing that with the Fallout 4. I can see them doing a remastered Fallout 4 with all the Creation Club stuff. I think that would be really cool and that would be the easiest one for them to do too, if they haven't been working on one for a while. I think that would be great for them to do for the Fallout anniversary. Now, would I love for them to do something even bigger and have a remake of 3 or New Vegas or even a spinoff? Yes. Would I love to see them do something really special in Fallout 76? Yes. You know, I don't, this is me being a little bit critical, or maybe a lot critical. Uh, Fallout, I don't know what happened with Fallout 76. Obviously, a lot happened behind the scenes that we don't know about, with Jeff Gardner leaving and all that stuff. But Fallout 76, and we've seen that now, it went through like a year, 6 months, whatever it was, where nothing was going on. They weren't, I mean, it just went boom. I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know what happened so bad that put Fallout 76 behind in making content. It just, It seems like they weren't even planning ahead for the future, and now we're back rolling again, which is really good. But it seems like they would have been planning ahead. Look, we've got the 25th anniversary of Fallout coming. We need to do something huge. We've got a current Fallout live service game going. Wouldn't it be great? Now, I think it's great we're going back to the pit, which, we did in Fallout 3. I think that's great. But yeah, I would like to see more. I would love to see that Fallout 4, at least that Fallout 4 uh, remaster with all the Creation Club content. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Nukem says, can you stay in the pit or do you go back when the mission is done? You can stay in the pit as long as you want. You can look around as long as you want, talk to people as long as you want. It is not timed. When the mission is done, you can stay there. Food Build says giving back legacies would kill the secondary market. That's true. That's true. True Flat says I would love to have New Vegas remastered for the new consoles. Oh man, yeah. Cirque says how they made most new items non-transferable, locked to one character. If they did that with legacies from the beginning, it would have never been an issue. Yeah, they should have done something a long time ago, and they need to have a plan for the future. Yeah. Okay, y'all quit talking about legacies. I get in trouble every time there's going to be somebody talking to me in all caps in the comments about legacies again. Every time. Every time. Okay. Anything else about the pit? Again, that comes out September the 13th. That is coming very, very soon. I mean, it's almost on top of us. So be sure and get your season 9 complete if you're not complete. And by the way, you can do it. It's so easy to get those things done. You don't have to play every day at all. Okay, Nuka World on tour. If y'all have any questions about the pit, we can go back to it. Nuka World on Tour is mainly done by the studio Double 11, so I'm very anxious to see their work. It's going to bring us 3 new events along with whatever is going on in this Nuka World on Tour. Also, it's bringing a new region boss that is like the Queen, that is like Earl. Uh, it appears you're going to have to nuke it just like you do Earl, but it is the ultrasite abomination, and it is when I say giant, I mean giant. It is a giant mole rat. This mole rat is bigger than Earl. It's probably 3 times bigger than Earl, and it is even bigger than the Queen. So it is the biggest enemy in Fallout 76. So it's going to be very interesting to see how powerful this new boss is. One of the events that is coming, we know of, it is called Spin the Wheel, not Spin the Bottle, Spin the Wheel. So it's going to be, I think they're all going to be carnival type games, which that makes sense. You're in Nuka World, so they're all going to be game show, game stuff. Kane, bless your soul. Oh, that is awesome. Kane says, while I am cautiously optimistic about Fallout 76's future, I do think we have some really exciting things coming next year. I worry that the story content is only going to be as big as the Steel Dawn reign was. Yeah, we're going to talk about that next. Absolutely. Thank you, Kane, for the super chat. Man, my YouTube money is down to 0 because I have not been on for almost a month. Thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all don't know how much your support means to me and my wife. Just a little bit of crying a river to y'all. Uh, uh, what YouTube does for me and my family, it helps us a lot. My wife always says it comes at just the right time, and it does. So if you are a member of the channel, thank y'all so much. You can do that. You can join. I think it's just a couple of bucks to join. And we're going to have some special members only streams and stuff in the future. By the way, I got Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 downloaded on my new computer. Can't wait to have some members only streams with you guys, and even some members only chats as we are doing here. Plus, if you give like Kane does, or as a Patreon, just a special thanks. But thank y'all for being here and supporting the channel as y'all do. Y'all do amazing. I can go away for a month and y'all are still here. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. The Nuka World on tour is going to be update 34. And by the way, the neat thing, I love where it's located. I think they put it in the perfect place. It is in the ash heap. It is right by Lewisburg, and it is by Lake Reynolds in Fallout 76. But if you know anything about West Virginia, that is Lake Shawnee in West Virginia, which is where the Lake Shawnee amusement park is. And by the way, there is some amusement park stuff there already in Fallout 76. You can go and see it right now. But the very cool thing about that amusement park is it is extremely haunted. By the way, I did a Scary Places about the Lake Shawnee amusement park. You can go back and watch that shameless plug, which is called Haunted Amusement in the Scary Places, because I did that in Camden Park. So y'all go back and check those out. The Lake Shawnee Amusement Park is supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the United States. So that is where the Nuka World on tour is going to be. You might want to just get some history of the place, and that's what that Scary Places does. Cirque says we want given to melee shotguns and pistols, especially moving pistol perks, gunslinger, gorilla to perception. Make it happen. Okay, we want love giving to melee. Okay, I don't understand what you're saying, but tell me again, sir, what you're saying, and I'll try to understand it better. Jeremy says it's a mole rat. It probably got stuck underground. Yeah, it's been drinking some toxic waste for a while, I guess. Bring back nuclear winter. Amen. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Real quick, and again, I was going to talk about this in the future as soon as we get through with this, but if they're wanting repeatable content, if that's what Bethesda wants, why not have Nuclear Winter, which brings a lot of people to the game? And why did they do away with the vault raids? Why? I mean, they've got 3 vault raids. Why don't they adjust those vault raids? I loved the vault raids. They were just a little difficult. Okay, again, Nuka World on Tour has 3 new events. Has the new boss, the giant mole rat called the Ultrasite Abomination. It has new currency. It doesn't say there's a new vendor, but I bet you there's going to be a new vendor there. Probably Mr. Cappy. I would guess that, but it's going to be you're going to have a Nuka tickets is what it's going to be. The season is going to be Nuka World season themed. That will be season 11. There will be Nuka Cola games that are given. The Nuka Cola Blitz game is going to be given one of the rewards, a Nuka Cola Spa, a Nuka Cola Quantum Candy Dispenser, a Nuka Cola Camp Kit. So there's a lot of Nuka Cola themed things that are going to be in the season 11, which again, I love that the seasons, again, I'm not a big season guy, but if you're going to have seasons, make them themed by what's going on in the world. I think that's a great thing that Bethesda does. True Flat, bless your heart. Let me get what Kane's saying. Cirque is talking about types of weapon builds, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kane. True Flat, $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Tell the queen when you get home, it's a steak night. Amen. Amen. I love it. Okay. Cirque says melee shotguns, pistol builds need a boost. They're fun, but no in-game viable. I do agree. Yes, I agree 100%. I love my pistol build. I'm doing a shotgun build right now, but I agree 100%. When you get to be that main character early on, they're great. Early on, melee and pistol is the way to go. In fact, if I'm really giving somebody tips, right out of the vault, I would say melee and pistol is the best way to go until you get up to level 50. Then once you get to level 50, start working on getting a whatever good gun that you want, and then go something else. Uh, right now, I'm working on the shotgun build, but yeah, it's even though they are very very powerful, it's tough to have an in-game build with you. I agree 100%. Food Build says everything that's not rifle heavy guns is treated like a redheaded stepchild. I agree 100%. True Flat, my favorite build is my gunslinger. Yep, absolutely. Um, other than the Nuka World on tour and the Pitt that is upcoming, remember also the Halloween event. We will have that in October. They have confirmed that it is coming back. And then we will have the Christmas event or the Holiday Scorched event that is coming in December. That will be here as well. Now, Mark Tucker was asked what else is coming or what is coming in the future. Everything we've talked about so far is this year. The Pitt, Nuka World on tour, the Halloween event, and the Holiday Scorch. That's all this year. Mix in probably the Treasure Hunter, and they may even throw the who knows, the Alien event back in there or something like that. I'm sure we'll have a repeat of something like that. But all of that is this year. Then he was asked, what could we see next year? What do we have coming next year? And now he said some of this was in pre-production. Some was already, they're already working on it in pre-production. One is, of course, more missions and more expeditions. Other locations. We've already talked about Washington, D.C. will definitely be another location that we're going to go to in future expeditions. But he also said there's going to be places that we go in expeditions that we've never been before in a Fallout game. So that's very interesting. It would be interesting to look at a map around West Virginia and try to figure out where we might go, where that's kind of close that they might send us on one of those expeditions. So you can look for, especially if they are successful, many more expeditions and missions to come. Of course, they said more public events. Remember, I said repeatable content. That's what they want. Then he said quests. Now, I've got question marks out past quests. What did he mean when he said quests? Does he mean that there is more story content coming? Are they going to work on a story package like a Brotherhood of Steel? Are we ever going to see another story package like that again? Like I told y'all guys, and this is what is disheartening to me. This is the only reason I don't have great expectations. Again, with the Brotherhood of Steel, people came back to the game. Those people that are not playing the game, they came back to the game, but they only stayed for 1 or 2 days and they left. And that's no good for a live service game. It does nothing for a live service game. Again, a live service game has to have players. It has to have money coming into it for it to survive. It's not like ESO that you purchase the DLC. See, if they did it that way, it wouldn't matter how long it took you to finish it. It wouldn't matter if you were playing it or not. You had purchased it. Now, all those things are free. So what keeps the game going? It's us putting money into the game. It's us being there. And I know I'm drilling this point home, but I'm trying to explain why they've changed the model of what they're making. They understand what Fallout is too. I'm sure they like story content as well. So will we ever see something like that again? I don't know. Boy, I sure hope so. But they just had a really bad experience with the Brotherhood of Steel. They really did. So he also said, and this one is interesting, I want to get y'all's opinion on this. He also said they are working on sharing camps. And this one was not mentioned, but I know it is being worked on, adjacent camps as well. So 2 things that are being worked on. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but another thing that is coming very soon, and this is this year, is the free camp building mode. That's where you don't have to be, your character don't have to be locked with your. I hate that. I fall off the roof when I'm trying to build. So you can disengage your character. Your character can stand over there while you're building, which will be nice. And that's coming very soon. Well, what's coming probably next year, or at least they're working on coming, is sharing camps. Now, what do they mean by sharing camps? Does that mean uh, two camps together and you're building together? Or does it mean like I can share my blueprint with you? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what he meant by sharing camps. But I also know they're working on adjacent camps, where is camps that adjoin right next to each other. Now that would be that fascinates me. I think that would be great because uh, me and several of my subscribers, we can, you know, build a city. We can have a whole city built together. I think that would be really, really neat. Hey, Bonewater, what's going on? So that's the things that they mentioned. But again, I want to remind you of just a few months ago, he said they've got a clear 3-year plan, and then they've got a fuzzy 5-year plan. So they kind of know where they're going for the future of Fallout 76. And again, this was just a few months ago. And a lot of this future is in pre-production. So now let's discuss where you think the future of Fallout 76 is going, and then we'll talk about where we would like it to go. What do you think they're going to do other than the expeditions? Um, Personally, if we're going to do the repeatable type quests, uh, I'll tell you one that I loved. It was one of my favorite. I've heard that it was a favorite of some others. Yes, it was story, but I think you could make it as repeatable content. The Sheep Squatch quest line was one of my favorite add-ons to Fallout 76. I thought that was so interesting. It was such an interesting way to add a new uh, cryptid to the game. They not only added a new cryptid, they added a new boss with the imposter sheep squatch and a whole new mission line with side quests as well, uh, and a new event there with the boss. So I would love to see them do something like that, but they could do it in a repeatable way, like a expedition, but do it on the map. I think there's still things on the map that they can do in Appalachia. Uh, and by the way, West Virginia, if you're from West Virginia, bless your heart. West Virginians, y'all got some crazy cryptids in West Virginia. You know, here in Arkansas, we've got Bigfoot. That's all we got. Did y'all know that Fallout 76 still does not have all the cryptids of West Virginia in the game? West Virginia has so many cryptids, and I'm talking about mainstream cryptids. I'm not talking about ones that are just mentioned once. I'm talking about mainstream cryptids that are mentioned in West Virginia. There are so many that they could add to the game that would be great. I would love to see them add. I think that would be great. In fact, they could add a whole DLC just on cryptids and have several of them. I would love that. Man, that would be great. Bethesda, are you listening? That would be great. And yes, you could even put Bigfoot in the game. It would be okay. Except they don't. West Virginia don't call it Bigfoot. Apple Devil is one thing that it's called. There's other words that they call Bigfoot. Anyway, let's see. True Flat says, yes, exactly. It's what they said in the beginning. I would love to have our camp be able to overlay each other for settlement builds. Yes, that would be great. Bonewater says, I want them to expand the map. I want to visit Ohio where I live. Yeah, expanding the map would be great as well, which they could do, by the way. You can go outside the map already, so they could do that. Excellent Lady says, just wait until they go to Ohio. Jeremy says quest for the alien invasions. That would be great as well. I would love to see that expanded on. There are so many different areas that they can do that they've kind of started. And by the way, Mark Tucker kind of alluded to this a little bit. He said there's a lot of things, there's a lot of areas that they've started that they, uh, a lot of, uh, uh, a lot of different routes that they can go that they need to wrap up. One, how about the Mothman with the Mothman Equinox? That is something that they started. The Interloper, that's a whole line and a whole lore there that they need to expand on more and need to talk about more. Absolutely. The Alien line is something they need to go into more and talk about. There's so much in Appalachia that they need to talk about more. And again, uh, please, Bethesda, if you're listening, keep your seasons. If you're going to keep seasons, keep them themed with what's going on in Appalachia. Uh, this is just me talking, but I think a lot of the subscribers agree. I don't care about some of these other figures and things that I've never heard of before. Uh, I would love to have the alien theme stuff was great when the aliens was here, but have a Mothman theme when it's time for uh, Mothman. And by the way, when the Mothman Festival comes to West Virginia, have a Mothman Festival in Point Pleasant. That would be a perfect time to do that. There's an event for the future that you can do. That would be great to do. I mean, there's some repeatable things that y'all could do that would be absolutely amazing. Okay, if you have ideas for the future, let me hear them. Start throwing them out. What you would like to see in Fallout 76 for the near and the distant future. What would you like to see? And be specific with what you would like to see coming to the near and distant future. Don't just say story quest or events. Say something specific. If it's like the Mothman Festival, if it's like a new cryptid, tell me what cryptid it is. We've got about 10 minutes to go, so you've got about 10 minutes to let me know what you would like to see in Fallout 76 for the future. If they would get back to that kind of stuff, guys, that's the stuff about Fallout 76 that really excited me about the game and got me into the game. I mean, this is a game that has the Mothman in it. Come on, it has the Grafton monster in it. That's what truly excited me about the game. Century 22 says that sounds very much like what Lord of the Rings Online does. Right now, they are having the Harvest Fest. There you go. There are so many things that I think they should look at. Here's another one. I did a video on the bridge, and right now I can't think of what the name of the bridge is. The huge bridge that they already have in the game. They actually have a celebration day every year where they bungee jump. Listen, guys, they bungee jump off of the bridge, but it is a celebration day of the bridge. And by the way, y'all go watch that video. There's another shameless plug. But wouldn't it be neat to bungee jump off of the bridge? Because and you could have robots again doing it, because that's an annual thing they do in West Virginia. Do more of the stuff that actually goes on in West Virginia. If you want repeatable stuff, I think fans love, until it's just rammed down our throat so much. We loved the Foshnot until we had to do it 4 times a year. We love that kind of stuff. So yeah, the New River Gorge Bridge. Thank you. I would love to bungee jump off the New River Gorge Bridge, or base jump. Some of them base jump off the New River Gorge Bridge. It may be base jumping. They may be base jumping off the bridge. I'll have to go back and watch my own video. I can't remember which they're doing. Maybe they're doing both. But it's really cool. It's a really cool event. Wouldn't it be cool if we had that event day? We also had the Mothman Festival in there, and it came up every year. Think about, you have the Foshdot Day that comes up. You have Meat Week that comes up. they could get these done and get them done right to where almost you would have a special event that came up every month. Think about it. Something that actually goes on, which would be so cool. Those are what you need to be working on, Bethesda. Come on. Kane, bless your soul. You're awesome. I would love to see more lore content for West Virginia as a whole. They could introduce new cryptids just as they did for the sheep squatch. Absolutely. Absolutely. It would be awesome. Thank you. Wear power armor. No need to bungee. But would it not be neat if we had a special event that came up every month? That would be really cool. That way we didn't have to repeat the Foshnacht every third month when when they didn't have anything else to do. It would be great. I think there's so much they could do like that. And by the way, Bethesda is good at listening to us. I know they are. So some of the things we've talked about today, uh, if you get online, if you're on the Discord, if you're on Reddit, Bethesda listens. So put these things out there. Write a ticket with the best things that you've heard from today. Get it to the Bethesda. Talk to a community manager. Tell them the favorite thing you've heard today. Let Bethesda hear some of these ideas, and we may see them in the game because they do listen to our feedback, and I love that. Now they said they watch all the videos. I don't know if they're going to watch a whole hour of this, but boy, we've said some pretty cool things here at the last. Anyway, we sure have. Any other ideas y'all have? Any other things y'all want to say about what is coming with 76? I want to end with this though. Are you hopeful for the future? Are you going to wait and see? Or are you kind of negative about the future of Fallout 76? I really want to get a feel of where my audience is right now. Where are you with Fallout 76? Are you excited? Are you a wait and see? Are you kind of negative? Where are you with Fallout 76 right now? And you can just put a one-word response. I just want to kind of overall see where you're at. Just say, you can say excited, you can say waiting, or you can say negative. Just a one-word response where you're at with Fallout 76 right now. I would love to see where you're at. And while you're typing in your response, I want to say thank you again to Kane. Thank you, Kane, for the super chats today. Thank you so much. I was needing those. And True Flat, thank you so much for the super chat as well. But yes, I would love to see more cryptids added again. Camilla is negative. Mitchell is waiting. Kane is waiting. Jeremy is waiting. Yeah, I think I'm going to say waiting. Nukem is optimistic. I like it. I like it. Kane, no. Fernando is waiting. Dale, fingers crossed. There's a waiting. Yeah, I think everybody's going to. I think the overall sentiment then is waiting. We've got one positive, one negative, and everybody else is waiting, sleeping. I hope you're not sleeping because of the show. Well, most everybody is waiting then. I agree. The show is going to bomb? No, oh, no. Gotcha. Yep, I'm kind of in a wait and see too. I am in a wait and see too. I'm hopefully waiting. By the way, last thing, we've got 1 minute left. This is not a huge subject. I just wanted to tell you though, a lot of leaks coming out on the Fallout TV show. Some very cool things. You can see them on my Twitter page, also on my Facebook page. I've posted them all. There's some vault pictures. It's looking very, very cool. There is another thing I am hopefully optimistic about. Can't wait to see more about the Fallout TV show. Can't wait for a trailer about the Fallout TV show. And yes, we want more leaks as well. Guys and gals, thank y'all so much for spending a little bit of your Saturday right here. It was so good to be back with you. Y'all spread the word about the KingCast. After it's over, y'all share it and say, hey, this is a pretty cool podcast. Thank y'all so much. I am the KingFanMan. Y'all have a great rest of your Saturday and have a great night. God bless you. Bye, everybody.